In this video, we're going to review skills that you learned in 8th and 9th grade, and we're going to learn how to solve systems of equations, specifically using elimination. You may have used the word linear combination. They're interchangeable terms. The reason we are going to stick with elimination to solve algebraically is because when you return from break, we're going to be working on problems that literally take up almost an entire page to solve algebraically. And it's all based on your understanding of solving using the elimination method, okay? So we're going to start again with this kind of just a review. It says your family is planning a 7-day trip to Florida, and you estimate that the cost will be $275 per day in Tampa, $400 per day in Orlando. Your budget for the 7 days is $2,300. How many days should you spend in each location? If you have a highlighter, please highlight what the question is in this problem. If you have a highlighter. There's two main concepts in this problem. If you don't have a highlighter, underline it, circle it. There's two main concepts in here, and they're broad concepts. The two things they're talking about is how many days, or the time you'll spend in each location, and the cost. Days in terms of time and cost. So above this, I'm just going to write the two concepts. They're off to the side. There's time and there's cost. Those are the two main concepts, and those two concepts will drive how I turn this information I'm given and the unknowns into two equations. Total time spent in Tampa. That's what we're trying to find. So I'm going to use the variable t to represent that. Total time spent in Orlando. Again, that's something we're trying to find. I've tried to make it like a cursive O, so it's not confused with the number 0. Total vacation time. Okay, I come back up here, and that is 7 days. Daily rate estimated for Tampa is $275. For Orlando, it's $400, and the total budget is $2,300. I'm going to start my algebraic model off the side, but I'm going to do time first, followed by costs. So time spent. Well, between Orlando and Tampa, I have 7 days. Now, underneath here, I know the cost for Tampa is $275. The cost for Orlando is $400. My total budget is $2,300. All right, now how do we solve? You've learned up to this point multiple ways to solve this. You've learned how to graph, how to use elimination, and how to use substitution. Again, we're going to focus on elimination because that will help us when we move into next week working with harder problems. So to eliminate this, I have a few choices. It doesn't seem like one choice would be easier than the other. I'm going to put parentheses around the entire first equation and write a negative 275 on the outside. The purpose of doing that is when I distribute through the entire equation, I'm left with negative 275t subtract 275o equals 275 times 7 is negative 1,925. Now I'm going to take the second equation and I'm going to place it underneath the first. So the second equation has not been altered. And now I'm going to combine them. So to combine, different signs, subtract, keep the sign of the larger number. When we use subtract, they actually turn into 0. I get to cancel it out. That's the reason we do elimination. Negative 275 and positive 400. Different sign, subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number. Again, different sign, subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number. To isolate the O, I'm going to divide by 125, and 375 divided by 125 is 3. Okay, now I'm going to draw an arrow from this up to where I see the easier of the two equations. And the top one, in my perception, seems a lot easier. So if I replace O with 3, what number plus 3 equals 7? So T equals 4. Let's go back to what I highlighted. How many days should you spend in each location? Okay, now a complete sentence. You should spend 4 days in Tampa and 3 days in Orlando.